Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how you can use Chat GPT to improve your diet and eat healthier. Now, as much as I'm afraid of AI taking over the world, I have to admit how cool Chat GPT is, especially as a content creator myself. It takes so much of the burden off of some of the meaningless, boring tasks that a lot of us don't want to do. And while I don't think that it's going to replace anyone or anything, I don't think that will personally ever happen because I have a strong belief that we all desire human connection and AI will never fully take over, quote unquote. I do think we can learn to live with it and learn to utilize it to our benefit so we can maximize our time and our sanity. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I'm Katie, registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. And here on the channel, we talk about how to have a healthier relationship with food without dieting or restriction. So if that interests you, stick around for the whole video and consider subscribing. All right, the first way that I see Chat GPT, I always have to think about the lettering in that, but first real practical way that I see Chat GPT being used is for meal and food ideas, whether you have a regular diet or a specialty diet, but especially if you have a specialty diet. So as an example, let's go in and see what we can do in terms of food ideas. I'm thinking, tell me some meal ideas for a vegan mom of 3. I haven't planned out any of these answers, so, it could be anything. We're letting the AI decide. Okay, so I said, tell me some meal ideas for a vegan mom of 3, and this is what is coming up. I really like these ideas. Lots of lentils. Lots of lentils, but I guess we did say vegan, so I mean, what do I expect? I'm not a vegan mom of 3, by the way. Not even close. Okay, and then let's say, can you make this into, can't type, a meal plan? And then let's see what it says. Okay, again, as much as I want to be terrified of AI, this is pretty dang cool. So this gives me a full breakdown of a meal plan, or at least an idea of a meal plan. And the thing with I literally cannot say it, Chat GPT, is that you can, if you see some things that you don't like, you can always interact with it. So say, hey, I don't like blueberries. Can you switch all the recipes with blueberries or all the ideas with blueberries with something else? It will do that. It's really stinking cool. Now, I'm wondering if, so for this, you could potentially find your own recipes based on these meal ideas, or you could individually go in and ask, give me the recipe for the vegan lentil and vegetable curry with quinoa. And then usually it's pretty responsive in that it'll give you exactly what you ask for. I've had a few times where it didn't work perfectly, but it works pretty stinking well. And again, it's kind of gonna blow your mind. By the way, I don't think I actually ever mentioned the web address. It's chat.openai.com, just for anyone interested. All right, so that's just one little glimpse of how it can help you meal plan. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it will help a lot with those who need meal ideas, who are really bad at coming up with meal ideas, who just need some prompts and some guidance. Super cool. Okay, the next thing that I think that it will be really handy and useful for is giving ideas for healthy alternatives. So in particular, I often get asked, okay, what's a good alternative for tofu? If I hate tofu, what can I have instead? Or if I don't like dates, how can I sweeten my favorite dessert without adding a ton of cane sugar? I would simply go in and ask for whatever recipe swaps I would like. You could even do this for something like, how can I make a healthier cookie recipe? So let's ask some questions. Give me a recipe. I like how sometimes I'm really polite to it, and sometimes I'm just give me this now. Funny relationship with AI. Give me a recipe. Give me a healthy chocolate chip cookie recipe. So this one uses oat flour instead of regular flour. also rolled oats, coconut sugar, almond butter, very interesting, and unsweetened applesauce. So this is a pretty legit looking recipe, and it's very healthy seeming. So very interested, I might try this. I just made Kodiak cakes, or Kodiak cookies with the Kodiak cake mix. I didn't know you could do that, but apparently you can. They're actually pretty good. I'm very surprised. Perfect. So yeah, this is crazy. I think that this will be a very good resource if you have an alternative diet, or if you're just looking for, like, again, healthier options when it comes to certain recipes. You can always say, make me a healthy blank recipe, or what are alternatives for tofu that are still high in protein? That's what I see this being super handy for, just to have like an idea generator right off the top of your head. The next thing that you can do with the Chat GPT that I think is really cool is make your own meal plans. And we kind of did that in the first one. I jumped ahead a little bit. But the cool thing is that if you have a specific plan or a specific diet, you can cater your meal plan that you ask to that diet. So let's again go back to the chat and see what we can do. Make me a meal plan with, let's see, 40% calories from carbs, 30% from fat, and math, 30% from protein. And we'll say, just to make it a little more like cool, let's make it into a special meal plan. So what do we want, guys? I'm gonna say a paleo meal plan, even though I don't fully agree. Even though I don't think you need to be on a paleo meal plan, I'm just gonna put it on there just for cool factor, okay? Okay, so we got some sweet potatoes with sausage, hash, and eggs. This looks like a really good meal plan so far, and it does seem like it listened to my request to have it more paleo, meaning less high in grains. And I did ask for a 40% calories from carbohydrates to make it a little bit lower carbohydrate. Super cool. And again, you can ask for the recipes to these things. You can look them up online, go to all recipes. I mean, you really can't go wrong with all recipes, or just kind of use this as a general guideline. It really doesn't matter. Use it in whatever way benefits you, but I love that it does this. So this leads into tip number 4 on how to use Chat GPT, and that is that from here, now that you have this meal plan, you can turn it into a grocery list. So make me a grocery list from this meal plan. It's crazy. And it does have a memory. I think if you like move away from your computer and stuff like that, it's not always promised to save your chats, but you know, it can't be perfect, I guess. So I have had like previous chats that got deleted, but I really kind of like use it in the moment and then copy and paste it to wherever I need it. So if you're someone who like, you know, is dependent on them saving it in their server, I would probably copy and paste it to a different document if you're planning on doing that. Perfect. So it looks like it gave me everything. And looking at the meal plan, it looks pretty accurate just right off the bat. Beautiful. The next way that I can see this being a really handy and useful tool is for grocery budgeting. So we all know, we're all very familiar with the ridiculous inflation that's going on right now and suffering from it. Hopefully not, but a lot of us, you know, we have to admit we probably felt the damage of inflation. So what I'm gonna do is write me a grocery list for $100 of healthy meals. That might have been weird wording, but again, we're winging this here. We're learning. So it says brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat pasta, whole wheat bread, oats. So very carb heavy so far. Okay, it seems like it's categorizing them. So chickpeas, black beans, ground turkey, salmon, tuna, eggs, Greek yogurt. Okay, so it's saying that this includes a list of healthy staples that can be used for a variety of meals, such as salads, sandwiches, soups, stews, stir fries, and casseroles. You can use these ingredients and make a variety of meals are balanced and nutritious. Just keep in mind that prices may vary per location, and you may want to adjust according to your dietary needs. So I can't tell if this is a perfect like $100 list or if this would go over budget. I'm very curious, but I think it gives a good starting point for someone who's on a budget to consider, okay, what are things that I can use in a variety of different things versus just, having one thing go to one purpose. And then from there, like we did earlier, you can say, hey, make me a meal plan or a list of recipe ideas based on this grocery list or based on this list of $100 budget-friendly items. So really cool. And the sixth way that I think you can use Chat GPT to improve your diet is by having it do research for you. So here's what I mean. There's a lot of diet BS out there, and of course you come to, Dark Blue Nutrition for your nutrition information most of the time. But if you want to do a little bit of research yourself, then I think this is going to be a great, useful tool for this. In fact, I've used this for research in multiple different ways, including looking something up for a client, including summarizing the research on a specific topic. And I will tell you, it's pretty impressive. It'll not only give you an answer, which you may think like, okay, is this biased or is this not? It'll also, if you ask it to, give you the actual links to the articles and cite where it actually found that information from. Again, this may not be something that you may not be into reading full-length research articles, but I think this could be a great way to summarize why a diet may or may not be for you in a really simple and easy way. So let's ask it a question. Here's how I would frame it too if you're asking about diets, because I think it's important to note that it even says it at the beginning of the website. It says that it can be biased, so it can lean towards certain biases. So I think that's just important to note. So here's how I would frame it to get the least biased answer. What are the pros and cons of a keto diet? And also it's important to note that, like, of course you have to use your own discretion with this. Sometimes it's going to give you incorrect answers. Sometimes it's going to be imperfect and biased. So just, use it to help improve your life, but don't like fully depend on it and don't think it for yourself, Hopefully that goes without saying, but okay. I've used it too much and it wants me to go away. Okay, here we go, finally. I thought it was going to ignore me because I'm asking too many questions. The ketogenic diet, or keto diet, is a high-fat, moderate protein, and low-carb diet. It's designed to put the body in a state of ketosis where it burns fat for fuel instead of carbs. Benefits can be weight loss. It can lead to a significant amount of fat reduction. That is correct, but usually it's because you're depleting your glycogen stores. It's not because you're actually losing body fat initially. Some people can have success with losing body fat on keto, but usually you're gonna gain that weight back when you increase your carbs again. Okay, so it says the cons are difficulty sticking to the diet. Keto can be difficult to stick to, particularly for people who are used to eating carbs, everyone. Nutrient deficiencies, because it is low in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, it can be associated with deficiencies like potassium and magnesium, and risk of heart disease, kidney stones. I think this is a really good overview of the pros and the cons, and I think this is something that's just so helpful, whether you're someone who's new to nutrition or someone who has a little bit more of an advanced knowledge and you just want to dig into the research and see the pros and cons of trying something new. And again, if you want to get the citations for where they got this information, just make sure you ask right after the question, can you give me the references for the pros and cons list that you just gave me? All right, well, I hope this was helpful. And while AI can be a little bit freaky sometimes, I think there are so many cool ways to utilize it to make our lives easier and to eat a healthier diet without having to spend hours and hours of time researching or planning or making our own meal plans. This is going to save so many people so much time. and I love that. Does it replace the need for a dietitian? I personally don't think so. I think that there's still so much value to getting individualized support that's really catered to you, and no AI is ever going to be able to replace that human connection, humanness of coaching, and also just being able to give you prescriptive advice, but it's still a really cool tool. So let us know in the comment section below, what do you see yourself using Chat GPT for the most? And if there's a way that I didn't cover in today's video that you think would be a really cool way to utilize this, let us know so we can spread the knowledge. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. If you want to keep hanging out with me here on the channel, then click or tap the screen to head on over to the next video. Bye guys.